We begin with one of the oldest instruments ever discovered, the flute. Early versions were found in Germany and date back over 40,000 years, made from bone and used by prehistoric humans, showing music existed long before written language. The modern flute was redesigned in the 19th century by Theobald Boehm, whose key system improved tuning and playability. Though not the original inventor, his design became the global standard still used today. From prehistoric sounds, we move into ancient civilizations. The trumpet appeared around 1500 BCE in Egypt, used mainly for ceremonies and military signals rather than melody. These early trumpets had limited notes and symbolic functions. In the 19th century in Germany, Heinrich Stelzl developed valve systems that allowed full musical scales. Though not the only contributor, he is credited because his innovation transformed the trumpet into a true musical instrument. As we enter the Renaissance period, music became more expressive, and in the 1500s, the violin emerged in Italy. One of the earliest known makers was Andrea Amati, whose craftsmanship defined the violin's structure and sound. While other makers refined it later, Amati is often credited because he established the foundational design that is still used today. The violin went on to become one of the most expressive instruments in classical music, capable of conveying deep emotion. In the 1700s, a major breakthrough happened in Italy when Bartolomeo Cristofori invented the piano. Unlike earlier keyboard instruments, his design allowed players to control how soft or loud each note was played. Cristofori is clearly recognized as the inventor because he created the core mechanism that defines the piano today. Over time, the instrument evolved, but its fundamental principle remains unchanged, making it one of the most important instruments in music history. The modern guitar took shape in the 19th century in Spain, especially through the work of Antonio de Torres Jurado in the 1850s. He redesigned the body and internal structure to improve sound projection and tone quality. Although earlier string instruments existed, Torres is credited because his design became the blueprint for modern guitars. This eventually led to the development of electric guitars, which transformed genres like rock, blues, and pop. At the same time, in the United States, the banjo was evolving from African instruments brought by enslaved people in the 18th century. Its origins are collective, deeply rooted in African musical traditions. However, Joel Sweeney is often mentioned because he helped popularize the banjo in the 19th century and contributed to its modern form. He is not the true inventor, but a key figure in bringing it into mainstream American music. In 1846, a new instrument was invented in Belgium by Adolphe Sax. He wanted to combine the strength of brass instruments with the flexibility of woodwinds. Unlike many other instruments, Sax is clearly credited as the inventor because he designed it from scratch. Although it struggled at first in classical music, the saxophone later became a defining instrument in jazz and modern genres. As music entered the 20th century, the drum kit was developed in the early 1900s in the United States by combining multiple percussion instruments into one playable setup. This innovation allowed a single musician to control rhythm more efficiently. There is no single inventor, but Gene Krupa is often highlighted because he popularized the drum kit and helped define the role of the drummer in modern bands, especially in jazz. In the mid-20th century, music entered the age of technology. The synthesizer was developed in the United States, with major breakthroughs in the 1960s by Robert Moog. While electronic instruments existed before, Moog is credited because he made synthesizers more practical and accessible through voltage-controlled systems. His work changed how music could be created, introducing entirely new sounds. Finally, in the 1970s, music took another leap in the United States. The turntable, originally just a playback device, became an instrument in the hands of DJs. Pioneers like DJ Kool Herc are credited not because they invented the device, but because they transformed how it was used, looping beats and creating new music live, which gave birth to hip-hop culture.